You think bears are real? Fucking idiots.
Oh, you saw them at the zoo.
Yeah. You think those are real? That's an animatronic bear. Hashtag bears aren't real. So, the talk today is about agorism. You guys are all fairly familiar with the concept, but that's just fine. It's always good to refresh. The first point that we're going to talk about is, what is agorism? What is it?
That's what I'm wondering.
What is agorism, right?
Yeah.
So, agorism is a revolutionary, left in quotation mark, libertarian political philosophy that advocates the goal of bringing about a society in which all relations between people are voluntary exchanges by the means of counter-economics. Counter-economics is the sum of all non-aggressive human action which is forbidden by the state.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So if it's left, does that mean like Democrat Party or? So is this like a Bernie Sanders thing?
Yes,
That's
we
kind of...
are actually Bernie Sanders delegates.
Okay.
I hope you know that. No. So left libertarian, and I'm not 100% sure why it's considered left libertarian. It doesn't have to do with thick libertarianism at all. It's not about the social justice aspect. Mainly it's because it's against like status quo. It's left in the sense that it's trying to move to something new. It's an action-based. It's not left versus right in the traditional Western American political vein. It's left in the like grand scheme of moving forward versus conservative right being staying where the establishment is. It's anti-establishment, moving in a different direction.
So they're kind of like the true progressives.
Yeah, that would be kind of the reason why they would call it left in quotation marks, though left versus right is kind of meaningless at this point in America.
It's very convoluted, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost worth abandoning entirely. So basically, agorism is about being logically consistent and living what we preach, practicing what we preach, right? So it's about living in free markets, even though we don't have a free market. It's about living by those principles in order to come about and bring about a free market. It's not about lobbying the state like Colin. No offense, Colin. I know you're not. I know where your heart's at. It's not about using the state to try to legislate or bring about a free market. It's about actually using free market economics to bring about a free market. It's about action. Not using coercion, but using transactions that are mutually beneficial. Next, another point here is you have probably already practiced some form of agorism, whether it was a lemonade stand. What?
I don't need to talk into
I'm going to talk into the mic, Colin, god damn it. Whether it's a lemonade stand, or if you raked some leaves for cash, or you've worked for somebody for cash, or even say you moved somebody's furniture, they're moving houses, for pizza. That's still a transaction. It's an economic transaction. You're trading your time and your labor for a product. Also, you're getting subjective value because it's your friend. So, you've probably already practiced agorism in some form or another. Anybody have any examples of a time they may have?
I used to get my bonuses in cash.
Yep, that's a very good example.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic.
What company is that?
Yeah.
Not the Fed.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was at Domino's.
Oh, jeez.
My manager's name was.
Omitted for the protection of. No, then we put the real name.
Yeah, bonuses are taxed at a higher rate. It's really sucks. I got like a big bonus this year, but I lost all of it. They took so much.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think it's taxed at like 4% 40% or something like that.
All right, we're probably gonna take a short break. Our food got here. All right, as we were saying, you've probably already done agorism. My second major point is start doing agorism. Start doing agorism now. Agorism now. So why do we do agorism? One, we want to be logically consistent, right? Mm-hmm. We don't want to say that we're about freedom and then try to use the state to get our goals. We don't want to pretend we're about free markets and then use coercion and government. That would be silly and not consistent. We don't want to do that. Two, it gives an alternative to the state and other regulated things. And that's something we want to provide and show, hey, look, the market can provide a better service for cheaper. And three, and most importantly, it profits us directly. And yeah, so profiting from agorism is great. And also, when we're profiting from agorism, others that we're selling to or others that see us doing well successfully, oh, do you see Colin? He just put it in a swimming pool. How do you afford that?
I would never get a swimming
Don't
pool.
worry about it. You see Colin? He just got a new smart car. He just got new recording equipment. Whatever. Whatever. He got a new thing.
A new thing.
New things. I like new things. I want new things. How could he ever afford such new things? Well, his good friends know that he's got a little side business. So when they see that, it encourages more people to practice agorism and to start buying and selling. And that's how we grow the movement sideways. You can grow it up by practicing it yourself and making yourself better up, and you can grow it sideways. We can get more people practicing, get a bigger pool, a bigger agora. The more people practicing, the better we all are. We know why we want to. How can we start? How can we start agorism, guys? One, you could make and sell a product. For instance, I may or may not have made some kratom on this very channel, and I may or may not have already profited off that batch of kratom. The world may never know, because I use cash. Other options, you can buy or sell any good or service, really, and just not report it. In theory, any good or service. Say you're helping your buddy unload or move his house, you can do that. We talked about that a little bit. You want to be a prostitute? That's fine. Just don't report it, because you go to prison. Maybe...
Especially that. Yeah.
Especially that. Yeah, maybe you sell narcotics. Logically consistent with libertarianism. It's a victimless crime. You're buying and selling a good that somebody else wants. You're both profiting. That's totally cool. Just be careful who you sell to, because who knows, maybe they're a narc. You don't want that. Other options that are not even buying or selling, you could make your own beer and save yourself from paying alcohol tax. You can grow up your own food or a portion of your own food and save yourself from different food taxes and regulations. I mean, the possibilities are endless, guys. Endless. It's like an infinite market. What else do I have? I just finished reading, and I highly recommend the New Libertarian Manifesto by Secchi III, Samuel Edward Konkin III. He's kind of the father of agorism, or agorism actually is the proper pronunciation.
Yeah, that's the proper pronunciation.
It comes from the Greek agora, which is an open market. So, New Libertarian Manifesto. At the time, the Libertarian Party was kind of just getting off the ground as an actual state party, and Konkin, along with some others, thought that did not make any sense whatsoever. It's logically inconsistent. So they started their new libertarianism, or agorism, or voluntarism. There were a bunch of different groups that split off at that point. Got a few things in this book, dog-eared, that I thought are really good. One is just about state economics and how we all know state economics is kind of a bullshit pseudoscience. It doesn't really accurately reflect the world. It's not scientific, it's more of theories and animal spirits and all that good stuff. Some good old Keynesian the multiplier, guys. Don't worry about it. We just have to find the multiplier and break some more windows. It's all gonna work out. It's all gonna work out. So, a good quote from the book that I've seen before and I've quoted before, and I really enjoy, is, if I can find it here. Is it on this page? Oh, maybe it's this one further back. I dog-eared a few pages here. Yeah, it's this one here. So I did quote from Samuel Edward Conklin III. The function of the pseudoscience of establishment economics, even more than making predictions for the ruling class, as did the imperial Roman Argers, is to mystify and confuse the ruled class as to where their wealth is going and how it is taken. Which is kind of hilarious and painfully accurate. But really, establishment economics is like, waves their fingers.
Magic.
Yeah, it's magic. Why the housing crash? Magic. Don't worry about it. The Austrian economists didn't predict this coming. Don't do research. Just trust us. And then the other thing I kind of wanted to quote from this is they've got like a super long declaration that he makes at the very end of the manifesto, and it's leading up to it. He says, "Should you now have chosen the new libertarian path, you may wish to join us in our AAA oath, the battle cry," or something similar, "and renew yourself with it regularly." And then he goes on to say, what?
Definitely has a very striking writing style.
Yeah.
I think so. So he goes on to say, and this is the quote, "It's long, prepare yourselves."
Alright,
That's
I'm ready.
ready.
Got him. We witness to the efficacy of freedom and exult in the intricate beauty of... I'll start over. We witness to the efficacy of freedom and exult in the intricate beauty of complex voluntary interaction. We demand the right of every ego to maximize its value without limit, save that of another ego. We proclaim the age of the market unbound, the natural and proper condition for humanity. Wealth in abundance, goals without end or limit, and self-determined meaning for all. Agora! We challenge all who bind us to show cause. Failing proof of our aggression, we shatter our fetters. We bring to justice all who have aggressed against any, ever. We restore all who have suffered oppression to their rightful condition, and we destroy forever the monster of the ages, the pseudo-legitimized monopoly of coercion from our minds and from our society, the protector of aggression and thwarter of justice. That is, we smash the state. Anarchy! We exert our will to our personal limits, restrained only by consistent morality. We struggle against anti-principles that would sap our wills and combat all who physically challenge us. We rest not nor waste resources until the state is smashed and humanity has reached its agorist home, burning the unflagging desire for justice. Now and liberty forever. We win. Action! Agora, anarchy, action.
That was beautiful.
Isn't it though? It's like poetry.
I'm feeling inspired.
I'm a little wet. I don't know about you guys. Any questions or comments? Concerns?
No, I had a really crazy idea, but I'm not gonna ask it.
I'm curious. Now say.
You have to know.
I'm gonna coerce you. I mean, no, wait. I'll buy the idea from you. What do you want for it?
Buy it? $5.
$5,
I'll
that's
give
kind
you
of
a
spendy.
chicken strip.
Let's see, questions.
One common question is, if agorism is such a good idea, why don't we see more of it? Why isn't there agorism going up all around us.
Yeah.
That's one major question that comes up, and a good
Is there
answer.
the idea is that it's not really supposed to be obvious?
Well, sure, yeah, that's a good point to it. Though it's like, if it's such a good idea, why aren't we seeing our close friends practicing, right? Why don't we see, why isn't my cousin doing something, or why isn't your good buddy doing something? So one big answer is people are conditioned, one, to believe that a lot of these things are bad or immoral, when really a lot of these things are victimless crimes, like tax evasion, for instance, or selling drugs or prostitution. It's a victimless crime. Nobody's aggressed upon. It's all voluntary interaction. So that's one reason people are conditioned to think that they're bad. Two, and a bigger one, I'd say, is fear of repercussion. If you're caught doing these things, you can be fined or imprisoned or even killed. If it's like a crazy enough or a big enough amount, like say you've got a large amount of some narcotic on you, and the handy dandy banana guards find you, and it's a pretty big crime right now, so they might, for instance.
And I guess another point is that in a lot of the communist, utopias, people were unknowingly practicing agorism, and is probably at a much higher level than in a lot of Western capitalist quote unquote societies.
Sure, yeah.
Mixed economies.
Yeah, people have said that without agorism, the left-hand markets in Soviet Russia, thousands of more people would have died due to starvation. All the illegal contraband that went through was saving people's lives. So, agorism is really practical. The more statist a country becomes, the more practical agorism is. Right now, I believe it's Venezuela. They've run out of toilet paper.
At this point, I think they ran out of everything.
Yeah, they're
last I heard.
totally fucked. And at this point, I've heard that if you're a traveler and you're traveling there to the hotel says, hey, bring your own toilet paper. And now the government might even search your bags and take it from you because it would be considered contraband, which is crazy.
That's why if you're going to Venezuela, only bring one ply. You won't lose as much money.
That's a good point. Don't bring the Charmin. What is it? The Charmin? Yeah.
Charmin, ultra soft.
Yeah, don't bring your ultra soft to Venezuela.
They'll be fighting over it.
Yeah.
Well, it'll attract the bears.
Quote unquote bears. Bears aren't real. Hashtag bears aren't real. Yeah, so people have said that without left-hand markets or agorism, there would have been thousands more dead in Soviet Russia.
And here's another criticism that I have for you, and I believe this is a criticism that Rothbard actually raised, which is that these black and gray markets in places like Soviet Russia actually allowed the system to continue on longer than it normally would have.
Well, yeah, that's a concern that Rothbard brings up in the critiques. I finished the main article of the manifesto today. I didn't quite get to the rebuttals. I was partway into the critiques. And that's definitely
So you have to think on your feet
Yeah,
now.
no, it's definitely a possibility that it allowed the state to continue.
Yeah.
Though I don't think that there's enough evidence to say that that is what did, per se. Also, I don't think, that just doesn't seem like the best critique, to say, oh, your human action is invalid, your nonviolent voluntary action is invalid because it may have allowed the state to continue. What you were doing in spite of the state, not for the state or towards the state.
I mean, especially if to kind of argue against myself a little bit.
Sure.
If it is dependent on their life, even if it does, it allows the system to continue on because people aren't dying at as high of a rate, or whatever, then okay.
Yeah, that is what it is.
It's fine.
Yeah. Your life and your liberty is not going to last without your life. So
yeah.
Yeah, no, he did have some other interesting critiques, but I haven't gotten to Konkin's rebuttals yet. one of the bigger ones is he talks about like, oh well, this only applies to entrepreneurs and non-wage earners. And I think I have heard conference rebuttals before, though I have to refresh my memory on it. So I think for a lot of people, agorism isn't their main job; it's a side job that they do because it's hard to be sufficient enough in any one of these disciplines to sustain yourself. For instance, like I'm not about to quit my job for kratom sales. I don't make that much. or to
We're almost there.
no, not even.
I quit my job for chili.
Yeah, Colin actually is pursuing his black market chili career, and I'm really proud of him for doing it.
So I only use black beans in the chili. Black beans for black market.
Yep, no red beans. I'm not a commie.
Black beans are the best beans. They're the tastiest.
I do
Kidney beans in chili. They're the worst.
I do like black beans, especially like a good refried black bean. Or a black bean.
Do you make refried black bean chili?
No.
Black
Is
bean
that a
paste.
thing?
I don't know.
I've seen some Agorist Mexicans with their black bean paste, and it's delightful.
So it's turning into chili cast now?
Yeah. Chili. Welcome to Chili Cast. Bears aren't real. Funded by #Bears aren't real. A campaign to disprove bears.
No, what I think. I actually have a theory about bears, and I think that it's all
Still doing that.
it's all about the Sasquatch. It's all about Bigfoot.
No. Bigfoot. No, Bigfoot is blurry. You ever seen a blurry bear? No. Bears are not blurry.
Those are Bigfoot.
No.
Okay.
No.
Join the debate. Are bears Bigfoot? Call in at. Oh wait, we don't have a number. This isn't a livestream.com.
Continue with your agorism.
Back to agorism. Other agorist ideas you could do, and I've been thinking of and wanting to start up, would be like an agorist or agorist, depending on how you want to say it, potato. An agorist speakeasy, or like an illegal bar. I think that'd be pretty cool. And a good chance to make some money. I obviously wouldn't run it 24/7. It'd be kind of more of a pop-up thing, like maybe once a month on a Friday, Saturday, once a month.
Talking
Maybe-
like a lemonade stand at the end of your block?
What? No, not at the end of my block. It would probably be either in somebody's house or maybe in a abandoned area, whether that's an abandoned building or
Just to make it extra creepy.
a construction site or something. I don't know. I think somebody's house is the best option if you have the house to do it in, or like a pole barn even.
So, would they provide the liquor and you would be just the bartender, basically?
Oh no, I want to provide it. I'll set it all up. So have the liquor, have some kind of music, whether it's just a boombox or whatever, just for background, give a little ambiance.
You have like a menu and
Yeah, drink menu, have liquor, maybe even do some small apps, like pre-prepared stuff. Probably not hot apps, some pre-prepared stuff. I mean, maybe as time goes on, I'm going to probably invest in some. Oh, here's another good agorism thing. We've got a statist libertarian party convention coming up, and a few of us here at the table are going to be maybe doing some food vending there, off the books. So that's real good agorism. right
mostly
there.
me. You guys probably don't need to make very much, so.
Well, I mean,
Probably just be recording. I don't know if I'm going to do the chili.
now that Colin knows that there's going to be competition, he's kind of
Exactly. I want my food monopoly.
he's a little worried about it. He's been talking about hiring some red market
You know,
guys.
at Agorafest, I didn't set up, you know, when Kara was, you know, at her peak time.
Yeah, that's smart.
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone was buying my stuff at Agorafest, so, you know.
Oh yeah, if you,
I was like-
if you made your poppers, I'm sure you could sell some poppers.
Hey, I don't know if they would work as well in that setting, though.
I think so. I'm probably ready for a check.
Yeah, ready for my check.
Do you want me to separate it up for you guys?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some food vending. I'm probably going to do walking tacos. I was thinking about doing real tacos. I'm pricing out some different things right now.
Do they have An oven, stovetop in there?
No, they've got electricity. There might be a flat top. I don't know if it'll be available for use. I think that they're doing French toast in the morning again, possibly.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about getting my own little electric griddle, possibly,
Yeah.
just to warm up tortillas and stuff. But I'm going to have most of my stuff in crock pots or else in coolers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do probably 3 crock pots, 1 chicken, 1 beans, 1 beef. Get a bunch of bags of Doritos and Fritos. Cut up some onions and tomatoes, maybe make some fresh pico de gallo, some fresh salsa. Hopefully make a decent chunk of money there.
Yeah, so if I did like hors d'oeuvres, something kind of cold, something that people would eat in between talks, I don't think I would even really be competing with you directly.
Well, I mean,
there'd be a lot of they diverge a little bit.
oh yeah, and regardless, I'm happy to have competition.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
I don't want to take too much of your,
Oh no,
your
dude,
business.
go for it. Like, competition's good. I just don't know how big of a turnout it's even going to be this year, so that's one thing I've got to take.
I would
into
think it'd be
consideration.
bigger, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it'd
I
be
mean,
good.
it's
It's gonna be good.
Election year.
Election year. At the same time, though,
Gary Johnson.
I don't think we're going to get Gary though. We're not getting.
I don't think so.
Because there's a lot of other conventions.
But if we get
happening
Vermin
at the same
Supreme,
time.
people are going to show up. People want their free ponies.
Like he's running. I mean, I don't think he's going to be at the convention.
Oh yeah. I figure you wouldn't. Yeah.
I don't know who else is going to be there. I know we've got the Muslim Agorist coming, so that'll be cool.
Is he actually a Muslim?
Supposedly.
Supposedly. Okay.
I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
He goes by the Muslim Agorist.
I'm
That's
assuming
like-
he'd be a Muslim.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd say that if you weren't.
He just wants Donald Trump to kick him out.
Just.
See, it's easier to get kicked out of the country than to like pay to get out on your own.
That's actually smart.
Exactly.
Why didn't I ever think of that?
Just say you're Mexican.
I'm
Deported.
Yo, DT, I'm actually Mexican, so I'm trans Mexican. I identify as a Mexican. Plus, I'm an honorary Mexican because I work in a kitchen. So, pretty sure.
And you are talking about making tacos.
Yeah. Mucho tacos. Muy caliente.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
I don't know what the library is calling. I'm sorry.
It's the only Spanish I know.
Just status looking for libraries. Why don't you just buy your books like a real capitalist?
We should do a.
I don't buy books, I burn books.
We should do a library. Do a libertarian library.
I like
That'd
those
be
little.
pretty easy.
I like those little free libraries. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
mind
those are
just
cool.
stuffing those.
But then you just like, yeah, that's good just for like stuffing like little books like that, like
Mhm.
Conkin.
you know, stuff some Spooner and Conkin in those.
Yeah.
Fuck your limited supply. Set up a pirate box with e-books.
Well, sure, but I'm
Pirate
saying.
box.
I had one at Agorifest, or two of
Okay.
them. But I was gonna give a talk on them, but my computer was like fucked.
That's hot. Too much Pornhub, Colin. Just trying to plant trees.
much.
Just trying to plant trees. Yeah, Agorism. So, trying to sell some food. That'll be good. And then I'm making the investment on a couple of crock pots, and I can use those at Agorafest, I figure, as well. And then, who knows from there? Who knows, guys? Ideally, I'd like to do more and more grand black market transactions, rely less on my reported income.
State your name for the microphone.
Yes, my name is Colin Dowdry.
You're totally butchering it.
Close enough.
Which is good.
No. More and more black and gray market transactions to avoid theft of my money and to live more consistently with my values. You've been listening to Chaos Equals Order podcast.